A decarbonization of the economy is possible, but it will require large investments in new technologies and energy sources. Now this is true not least for the so-called energy-intensive and natural resource-based industries, basindustrin in Swedish, such as metals and mineral industries, paper and forestry, and the chemical industries. Now, these industries are among the most carbon-intensive in the economy and account for roughly 15% of all global greenhouse gas emissions. Progress has been made in the last 30 years to reduce emissions, but there's still some way to go before we're fully carbon neutral. And to reach zero emissions, investments in new carbon-free production technologies are necessary. And the size of these projects tends to be relatively large. For example, recently the Swedish mining company LKAB announced plans to invest up to 40 billion euros in hydrogen-based technologies to decarbonize its iron ore production. Now, this constitutes one of the largest industrial investment projects in Swedish economic history. But not only is it one of the largest investment projects, the shift from fossil fuel to hydrogen constitutes a major, if you like, a radical change in production technology. From one technology that has been used for over 100 years to something which has never been used at a large scale before. And because the technology is so new, it's associated with higher and different risks and uncertainties regarding its technical and economic viability. And these heightened risks and uncertainties tend to reduce the level of funding which is available. And this is the starting point for our project. Because although the literature in recent years has come to recognize that a major change in technology is associated with these different and heightened risks and uncertainties, there's a clear lack of understanding of what the risks are, how large they are, and how to mitigate them. Now, preliminary research in our project shows that among investors and firms that there is a common framework for how to identify the risks and how to analyze them and even how to deal with them. So our project has three purposes. The first one is to study what are the risks and uncertainties in detail and to the extent possible quantify them. And we do that from a technological, economic and political point of view. Second, to study how the industry, financial markets and policymakers perceive them and deal with them. And third, to study how to mitigate them and improve the risk handling. Now, throughout the project, we are planning regular interactions with stakeholders from the energy-intensive industry, financial markets, as well as policy. And presently, we are planning to hold our first workshop in the fall of 2021 in what we hope will be a post-corona world where we again can meet in person. Now, because our research program is very diverse and the question is very complex, it brings together researchers from several different fields. There are researchers from economics, business administration, environmental and energy system studies, as well as political science. On our webpage, which we will launch soon, you will be able to find more information about the project. Here you also find future publications, working papers, as well as presentations.